I am a self-sufficient RuneScape player. One of, if not the first, to have created a self-sufficiency goals and achievements thread. My goals, alongside with playing self-sufficiently, are to maximize profit from all 99s or 120s and to obtain all the best gear. I am Metomaniac9 and this is my progress series. Hey dear viewer, 1566 Araxxis have passed away after an encounter with me, and still I'm on that tedious journey to find Mr. Pointy. Mr. Pointy being the last piece that I need to complete the Noxious set. So let's find out if luck is on my side in this episode. This isn't the kind of luck that I had in mind, but a pheromone is still nice. I actually wonder how many I've gotten so far. I must have gotten at least 20, maybe even 30. I'd be very surprised if it would be past 40, but I would trade them all in a blink of an eye for Mr. Pointy. Today I've killed Araxxi 10 times, and I guess all the Onyxes returned to their Pokeball. But they left their bolts behind, so that is very kind of them. Although I would associate bolts more with another type of Pokemon. But yeah, whatever. Today I also got an exclusive again, as you've already seen, and I also get a Triskelion Fragment 3. That means I can take on a Triskelion journey again. From today's 10 Araxxi kills, I made over 7 million. So if you compare it to yesterday, Onyxes or no Onyxes, it makes a huge difference. Without these great Onyxes, it cut my profit in half. Also, you shouldn't forget that yesterday I did 3 kills more, and those 3 kills could basically be 10 million. It would actually be pretty sick to get 17 mil in 2 hours at Araxxi, from just common drops basically. Well, there is an exclusive in there, but yeah. Well, from now on we can see which day was the most profitable, so it will be cool to see which record stands when I finally get that fang. Maybe over 20 million ones? That 15 million will be very hard to beat. I survived my first day with the minions and that feels pretty good. Though I won't deny that it was close a couple of times. And you could basically see that in the last kill at how few food there was remaining. But yeah, anyway, 10 days without dying, that stands nicely. Let's start this Triskelion journey. And I get 3 seeds. Yeah, not my favorite reward at all. So I'm guessing this clue reward will be a lot better. In Jagex we trust. Did I do good to trust in Jagex? Well, let me show you. 404k with just common drops. I actually don't think I've ever seen common drops give such a big value. Though just common drops with high values, that seems to be the thing nowadays. But this one definitely takes the cake. And I guess my trust in Jagex was rewarded. This reward is indeed much better than those 3 seeds. It's been a while since I died at Araxxi, and since then, I've survived so many shit runs. I came within an inch of death so many times. So after that, I kinda felt invincible. And it's on moments like these that you get pushed off your cloud. That's exactly what happened to me here. How exactly I died? That wasn't quite obvious to me. Well, not at the start anyway. I simply didn't understand. Somehow I went from almost 7k HP to 0 in just a tick. I was absolutely astonished. I mean, Araxxor didn't cleave me. Well, there was a mirror back, but I was attacking said mirror back and not Araxxi. So damage couldn't have reflected onto me. I was basically clueless. Then I went Sherlock Holmes on that shit. I watched the recording over and over again and in slow motion. After the 10th time, I finally figured out what happened. So here's what happened. I attacked the mirrorback spider. Corruption Blast lands on him and obviously to an Araxxor. That dealt heavy damage to me, but I could heal up from it. That's not what killed me. The attack I used to actually kill the mirrorback spider is Dragon Breath. And since that mirrorback spider was adjacent to Araxxor, my Dragon Breath also hit Araxxor. Now notice that Sunshine is active as well. That also in turn amplifies the damage of Dragon Breath. Well, I've used magic at Araxxor for over 600 kills, and I can definitely tell you from my experience that Dragon Breath with Sunshine hits high, very high on Araxxor. So since that mirrorback was alive, when I fired Dragon Breath, then that reflected back onto me. And I guess that reflects, in combination with the other hits that I took from Araxxor, the minions, and Corruption Blast, I guess that was high enough to instantly kill me. I would have loved to see a hit splat of that though, but Sadly, that didn't appear. I don't think I've quite died like this before. Seriously, it's really strange. I've killed Araxxi over 1,580 times now, and I still find new ways to get killed. Well, I guess dying is an art. This also seems to be a very hard thing to avoid. That's what I think anyway. Especially when using Revolution. And no, I'm not going to take that off. Today I did 9 kills, and what sucks even more than dying, well, that's the loot. From all the loot I've gotten in these 9 kills, only the Onyx bolts are worth a mention. Well, a positive mention. Something that deserves a negative mention are those twigs. Seeing them when I loot Araxxi, that makes me cringe. I find them almost as bad as Araxxi's eye, and that's saying a lot. You know, getting any of those items is like getting a twig in your eye. So like, you're walking in the forest with some douchebag in front of you. You know, the kind of douchebag that pulls a twig from a tree backwards and then launches it straight into your face. Rip, you're blind. And speaking about being blind, I don't really want to see the price check of the loot. It's gonna be so low, I just know it. Honestly, I thought that the value of today's loot would be half of that of yesterday. Fortunately, that is not the case. Those Onyx bolts pretty much safe today. But I gotta say, 4.5 million, that still isn't good enough. Not for 2 hours. Well, less than 2 hours, because yeah, I kinda died. Which adds even more to the suckage. Although a 4.5 mil value would only be acceptable if I got a proper exclusive, such as obviously a leg part. But even that was lacking today. Yeah, today is a bad day. I guess I have to reset that board now. I'm doing the weekly elite clue from the skeletal horror, and I'm going to save that weekly aquarium clue for tomorrow. You know, to bring in some variation. Variation is always good. And this clue gives me 2 exclusives! An Armadyl coif and an ancient plate skirt. I think that's kinda nice. I do have both items, but a 278k reward? I like that. However, I do have reroll, and since there's nothing in this loot that I desperately want, I'll utilize that reroll. Ah yeah, it didn't work out in my favor. And to make matters worse, I got some more of those twigs. I'm not liking this at all. The only items that are decent are these herb seeds. The rest are just twigs, basically. Let's just hope I had my share of twigs for today. Well, that's another first at Araxxi. I didn't bring a weapon. I mean, I forgot runes one time, but never a weapon. And I do use presets, but it didn't equip my staff. There was a warning about that in the chat box, but yeah, I didn't notice that. So it's definitely not a bug. Why the preset didn't equip my staff? Well, because the staff degraded. And I guess my staff must have degraded at the end of the previous skill, but like at the very end. Because I actually didn't notice it at all while fighting Araxxi. So yeah, I definitely got lucky here. If that were to happen in say phase 3, I'd be in a real pickle. At least here I was able to log out to the lobby, and thus saving my life. First I enter without a weapon, and now I die to a mirror back again, just like yesterday. But unlike yesterday, it wasn't Dragon Breath that was reflected back to me, it was Sonic Wave. Sonic Wave isn't as strong as Dragon Breath, but still, it hit me for 5.6k. And yeah, I die again. To reflect. That's probably karma from playing Zelda too much as a kid. You know, somehow the game is trying to make me empathize with Twin Rova, the boss of the Spirit Temple. And yeah, it fucking worked. I know exactly how the witch feels now. Please, Karma, leave me alone. In this fight I fucked up big time with activating Devotion. I activated it way too early, and I blame the minions for that. They caused some confusion, and I always like to activate Devotion when the minions are around, because if you kill one you extend the timer of Devotion. But yeah, here I kinda activated it when Araxxi just fell below 50k HP. That means I had to wait for a full minute to be able to use Devotion again. And well, dealing 10k damage, that's done way faster than a minute. And I mean, Araxxi didn't have 0% in rage anymore, so I basically needed devotion to properly use Onslaught. And as you can see, I couldn't properly use it this time. I took way too much damage. Just look at that 1k hit from that range attack. So I had to end it prematurely, at a moment when Araxxi still had 7k HP left. And I had food enough, but stupidly I didn't heal up anymore. You know, I actually thought it would be alright. I guess that's why it didn't heal up more. But then the acid wave came and bit me in the ass. It didn't just hit me once, it hit me twice. Simply because I didn't move out of the way fast enough. Ah man, this is such a sucky death, man. And entirely to blame on me, basically. It's the second death today now too. And it doesn't end with just 2 deaths. Oh no. And this is probably the dumbest one of them all. Here's what happened basically. Araxxi uses the web cocoon attack on me. You know, wrapping me up in webbing and stuff. So I clicked like a madman to get out. And I thought I was out already. I couldn't see what exactly was going on because of all those hit splats. So I was thinking that I was out finally. But then I got confused because I wasn't able to attack. In my mind I was like, huh? What's going on here? So yeah, confused basically. And when you're confused in phase 4 Araxxi, you kind of forget to switch prayers. And when that happens there, it's as good as fatal. And I don't think I've died like this in phase 4 either. So I guess it's true what I said earlier, dying is an art. 3 deaths to Araxxi in 1 day. I honestly can't remember if this even happened in 2016 yet. This is so horrible. This sucks. Man, this sucks Tyrannosaur dick. Well, if they even have dicks. Or had. Cause, yeah, there is no Jurassic Park in real life, so yeah, there are no Tyrannosaurs. But yeah, today is a bit too much for me, so I'm calling it an end. After just 5 kills. 5 pathetic kills. How ironic would it be if I got Mr. Pointy at a day like this? Yeah, but sadly that's not the case. The logic is respected here. Logic is always respected when it's at your disadvantage, I guess. I mean, just look at this shit loot. It's just basically a huge pile of shit. It's even worse than that. It's fossilized Tyrannosaur feces. And you know, there's even a fancy word for that. It's coprolite. So guys, if someone's mean to you, and let's say your grandmother is standing next to you, you can just call them coprolites. They won't know what hit them, and your grandmother will be proud. She will say, "Oh my, what an educated grandson I have." She'll actually be so proud that she'll give you an extra special birthday gift and bake the most delicious pie ever. Trust me on this. As you see guys, this is also an educational channel, so be sure to subscribe right now. The value of today's loot is a whopping 2.5 million. That is how rich those 5 kills made me. Yeah, not really at all. And I kinda wonder, if I subtracted the rocktails that I lost from this loot, how much would be left? You know, I can only guess the answer. And that is coprolite. And guys, how many days did I go without dying at the Araxyte hive? Well, coprolite. After yesterday, I'm very glad the new day has started. And it started very good. I got that rare purple gem reward at Treasure Hunter. Sadly, it's not a 200 mil, but a lucky Armadyl helmet is cool too. And I'm keeping that one, because you know, that increases the chance of me getting that 200 mil reward at the next purple. I promised to do that weekly aquarium clue today, and here it is. Hopefully I can get the same kind of luck as with Treasure Hunter earlier. But let's see what's in the caskets. And yeah, I indeed messed up the sliding puzzle. It happens. The reward isn't that great again, but it's over 200k, so that's decent. Again, I get those twigs though. Yeah, this could be a bad omen for today. Oh dear Iron Goat, please protect me from a day like yesterday. With this kill, I've reached exactly 1600 kill count. That means that I managed to do 10 kills today. And for once I made it out in one piece. That feels good, man. It wasn't easy though. Well, it never is in this rotation. And if survival alone wasn't good enough yet, the Onyxes returned, and not just for a one-time drop. So it's definitely been a good day. Sadly, I didn't get any exclusives, so I can't really call it a great day. Ever since I started price checking the loot, day after day the value would decrease. That was definitely a worrying trend, but today that trend was broken. Not surprisingly, because the previous price check was absolutely horrible. Those onyxes alone are more than double its value. And then there are those onyx bolts too. It's definitely great to see a value of over 10 mil again. It's almost at 12 million even. So that's about 1.2 mil profit per kill on average, so that's very nice. Oh, and I didn't get any twigs, so that makes today even better. Well, it's like how the saying goes, if you get onyxes instead of twigs, you'll be doing many happy jigs. And with this piece of wisdom, I would like to end this episode with. Well, I do still have to mention that I'm one day without dying at the Araxyte hive now, so hopefully I can build on that further. That's it for this episode. After 1600 kills, Mr. Pointy stays my Mewtwo. To put it into a Pokemon Go context, will I be able to catch him by next episode? You'll see that in a couple of days. Be sure to leave a like if you've enjoyed this episode. Liking is as simple as the OSRS combat system. It's just one click. And of course, so is subscribing. See you in a couple of days, guys.